Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Caffeine Queen Crafts. Tonight we are doing a diamond painting. We're always doing a diamond painting. I don't know why I bother saying tonight, like, you know, you would expect any different. But tonight we're doing a diamond painting and a whip and chat. I believe this is whip and chat 14. If you've never seen a whip and chat before, whip stands for work in progress. Chat is chatting. I'm going to talk to you about my life, keep you company while you're crafting. And just touch base. So tonight we are working on the canvas I am doing for Drills and Chills. Sorry, you're going to hear a chair move because Miso just popped up. Okay. If you're new here, Miso is my cat. And if she does not have her chair just so, she jumps into the frame. She'll probably do that anyway, but okay. So let me pull up the original artwork. We're working on the canvas I'm doing for Drills and Chills. This is the Spiral by Ivy Dollamore. And we're about here on this edge, like right, we're getting into the stars, like at the very top of her hair on this little corner here. I have done one row of this so far, so we're gonna keep on chugging along. I will have this canvas linked down below. I don't have any affiliate links or anything, so everything I'm using is linked down below just for funsies. Sorry. The cover minder I'm using is from Shire Shenanigans. It's wood. It says books and coffee. We love it. I have here a 3D printed diamond pen from, oh, I'm blanking. I'm going to feel bad now. I want to say Dreamer Designs, but I think that's wrong. I will link it down below. I am so sorry. I feel bad. I should have looked it up before I started filming. Whoopsies. I have an all-in-one placer I got from Amazon, a 5-placer from Diamond Art Club, and then we're going to be using in the single placer Chocolate Bunny Wax from Pure Bliss Wax Co. It smells like a chocolate bunny. And I know this is more of a spring scent, but it's what I've got, and it goes with the patty wax I picked for tonight because I was really, we just came from a picnic, and I'm feeling the fried ice cream. That was just sort of the vibes tonight. And I know you're probably like, Sarah, you're working on Drills and Chills. Shouldn't you be picking fall-themed stuff? And to your point, I had pumpkin cheesecake putty in here all week. And it's lost its scent, it's lost its sticky. We got to replace it. So we did start with the pumpkin, but also it's still technically September. So I don't mind doing that. And then the tray is the Firefly Inferno tray. It comes with this little trash keeper that I like to keep out of the tray so that it doesn't spill when I shake my drills. And I've got some washi tape at the bottom for that hack. So what I'm doing right now is I am getting the old wax out of the multi-placer just so that we have a nice clean fresh start. And then I will get it out of the single placer too. I recommend when you do this that maybe you use tweezers that you don't like love. This is not my favorite pair of tweezers. Okay. There we go. All right. So let's load the single placer first. Love the chocolate. This is kind of a very chocolate vanilla sort of night because the fried ice cream smells very vanilla-y too. So, woo. We're feeling the chocolates and the vanillas tonight. All right. And for those of you that have never used patty wax before, if anyone's never used patty wax before, it comes in these little baggies. You pull it out and it's just a bar of wax. I start on the back. Ah, the vanilla. That smells like fried ice cream. I start on the back because I don't want to mess with the cute little decorations they've got on the front. They always have a cute decoration on the front. And then you just scrape your multi-placer along, pushing down kind of hard to get the wax in your multi-placer. I tend to futz with it a little to make sure that it gets all throughout the multi-placer and that it doesn't, you know, tip or anything. I always also wind up not filling it evenly because, you know, I just don't. And I usually also somehow wind up not putting enough in, which then means I have to just scrape a little more as I go. I'm just going to remove a bit of the excess. That's good. Oh, there's a little putty on the side here. I'm just going to scrape that off with my fingernail. Make it look good. Okay. A little more. Just a little more. A couple more shavings. Here we go. Okay. That feels good. All right. So that is how you load your pen with patty wax. Okay. And with that, we are ready to start. So yeah, we just came from a picnic. A local school that I went to when I was a kid always has a picnic in the fall, like first weekend after Labor Day. And tonight was the night. Oh God, there's a lot of color blocking in this section. I hate color blocking. All right. What are we going to start with? I'm going to be grumpy because of all the color blocking. Just as a heads up. Let's start with the 3. I'm going to leave the color blocking for last because that doesn't, I tend to find it makes it easier for my brain to tolerate color blocking, as if it's everything else is done and I just am like filling in the holes. Okay. Anyway, so my cousin's kids now go to that school, and my other cousin's kids graduated from that school. So we still go to the parish picnic every year. And this was my daughter. Her code name on this channel is Holly. It's not her real name, but it was her first time. I mean, she went last year, but when she went last year, she was little. She couldn't walk yet. It wasn't, you know, like, come on. It wasn't like, you know, something she was like, couldn't run around and have a good time. And mostly everyone just cooed over her, and it was super cute. But now she is in her toddler era. And oh, did she have a good time. This was her 3rd. We mostly spent the whole time on the school playground because, you know, she loves stairs. Right now are the hot thing in her life. She likes to go up and down the stairs. And it's like a gross motor puzzle for her. Like figuring out how to get up and down the stairs safely is her thing. And then she likes to stop and clap. And she won't stop clapping until you clap back at her. So, you know, she just stands there and claps all the time. Like, yay, we're having a good time. But also, if you initiate the clapping and she doesn't initiate the clapping, she gets a little sassy with you and just sort of stares at you like, what? What are you happy about? You know, so. Unless, you know, you have a good reason to start clapping. Like if there's music that you like and you start singing and clapping, she'll vibe with that. But if you just start clapping because you want her to clap, she doesn't go for it. She's very selective. Anyway, we got back from the picnic, spent most of the time at the playground, on the slide, and the stairs, and that was really all she wanted to do. That and play in the rocks. And she seemed to have a really good time. And we saw my cousins and their kids, and they all love her. She's the youngest by like 5 years, so, you know. And she's, the ones that are closest to her in age are also both boys. We haven't had a girl in the family for years until her. So she, you know, kind of gets spoiled by everyone, even the boys. They love her. And it was fun. They liked also because they thought it was just so cool to just be like, oh, she's at our school. Look, everyone, our cousin's here. She's too little to go to school here. look, she's at our school. They got a big kick out of it. It was very sweet. Yeah, so that was our evening tonight. I am filming this on a Saturday. Normally I film on Thursdays, but something came up Thursday night and I spent a long time on the phone with my sister, which was really good because we hadn't talked in a long time. And so after I got off the phone with her, it was like 9:30 and I was like, I do not have it in me to stay up for another hour filming a WIP and chat, so that's going to have to wait. And then Friday we're busy because we're busy every Friday. And now it's Saturday and this is the first night I'm free and on my own, which is good. Today was a very busy day. It was a very busy Saturday for us. We had to do a lot of stuff, obviously. I had D&D today, and I had, to go to the picnic, and this morning I had to meet my friend at a fabric store because we were picking out stuff for our classrooms, because I need, like, some curtains for my door so that, like, during the lockdown drills, you can cover the window. Or, God forbid, during an actual lockdown, but we're not talking about that because this is a happy, safe space. This is where we craft to escape such conversations, so we're not talking about that. Yeah. And so we were trying to pick out fun fabrics, and we selected none. After looking, her husband was with us, and he was like, oh my God, why aren't you guys picking anything? This whole trip was wasted because you didn't even select anything, but we're finicky. I might try to see if we can go to the used craft store. There is a used craft store, and they will sometimes have really interesting stuff. It can be a little hit or miss. But I feel like I've never left there being like, oh, that was a waste of time. It's always fun. See what they've got. I'm just gonna sniffle a little. Sorry, I do have a cold right now, so just FYI. I have I work in a school and I have a toddler. Of course, I have a cold. So yeah, in terms of the Holly, she's doing good. She's having a great time. She's enjoying right now. We started tumbling class on Tuesday, and oh, did we love the tumbling. I was a little worried because when I first brought her, I think she was like, we're in a strange place and you are setting me down. What the F? Like, I'm not into that. She just sort of, I took off her shoes, I put her down on the mat, and she just flopped to the side without looking at anything and just started crying. And I'm like, oh my God, no, please. I thought this was going to be like your jam. Don't make me feel like an idiot for dragging you all the way over here. And I picked her back up. I sat her in my lap for a minute. Like, we were on the sideline. I sat her in my lap. I got her a drink of water. And she started, while she's sitting in my lap drinking from my water bottle, she starts looking around and looking around. And she then just hopped off my lap and she was gone. Like, as soon as she got a look at where we were, that was like it. We were good to go. She was like, oh, this? Yeah, I can do this. And like the first day, the instructor was like, we're not really going to learn anything today. We're just going to play and have a good time. So, it was just the kids like playing on the equipment, getting used to the space. Because, it's a toddler tumbling class. They're all little. They're not going to learn a ton anyway, because, it's a toddler tumbling class. But she loved it. They've got, like, the little... Oh, my drills that was really stuck in there. They've got, like, a little ramp for the kids to, like, crawl or run down. And she immediately understood the assignment on that. She, like, climbed up onto it and just... The instructor was like, okay, sometimes this can scare them. And she was just gone. She was just already crawling down the ramp and scooting her little booty down the ramp and then eventually getting up and running down the ramp. She had a great time. She tried a trampoline for the first time. Hold on, I just heard a noise. I think it's the raccoons. There's probably raccoons outside trying to eat. I leave food out for the cats. There are feral cats in the area that I leave food out for. Which, speaking of, I learned today apparently that pigeons are feral. When we had carrier pigeons, they were raised in cities to carry the mail, and then when we got, you know, better mail services and didn't need them anymore, we just released them. And so they're just essentially all pigeons that are descendants of the pets that we abandoned. I did not know that. Oh, it was Holly fussing around in the baby monitor. If I hear it again, I'm gonna go check on her just because, you know, she also has that cold, and I want to make sure that our nose is clear, and we're not gonna be up congested all night because nobody wants that. That sounds awful. Yeah. Anyway, so she did her tumbling thing, and at the end of class, it's only a half-hour class, her instructor was like, you can, like, they can stay and play until the next class doesn't start for 15 minutes. Great. 10 minutes later, people are starting to walk in, and she's looking done. Like, her eyes are red, you know, and like she's starting to rub at him, and she's starting to yawn. I can tell she's exhausted. I go, okay, time to go bye-bye. And I pick her up and start moving her towards the door to put her shoes on, and she starts crying and trying to get out of my arms. I set her on the chair, and I'm putting her shoes back on, and she looks at me, and she goes, no, no, no. For the first time ever, decides to say no. Right there. In tumbling. And I gotta tell you, you know, she has not been talking enough. Like, you know, there's actually gonna need to be some evaluations done, and I was worried, and I so wanted to comply, because that's what you're supposed to do. I've worked with nonverbal children before, and what you're supposed to do is when they, you know, say anything, you're supposed to comply with it as quickly as possible, because, you know, you want to show them that language is important, and this is how we communicate, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And, like, you can still respond if they're giving you nonverbal cues. You're just supposed to delay it. Guys, I would have complied if she wanted to stay and she was verbalizing that she wanted to stay. I don't care how tired she was. If it was not for the fact that literally the rest of the next class was arriving, I would have let her stay and keep playing, and I would have paid for it dearly. But, oh, it broke my heart a little bit. First time she ever said no to me. First of many, most likely. It was very sweet. I'm happy about it. I'm probably like the first mom in the world to be happy when their kid says no to them. But well, she's learning to stand up for herself. So I say good for her. Yes, you're me, so I know. Gotta pay attention to the cat every now and then if she's gonna get mad at me. Oh. Sorry, taking a drink. All right, let's see. Where are we at? We are on color number 8, which I think is only around this star up here. So we're gonna dive right into that. It's just 400. There's a lot of browns in this kit, which I knew logically. But I'm glad that I have a couple other WIPs going at the same time. But this is my main focus right now, but it's nice to be able to like take a break and do a kit with more like colors that are my usual speed. I feel like I should also confess to something now while we're at the beginning of Drills and Chills, because it's already coming up. I don't like pumpkin. I don't like pumpkin pies. I don't like pumpkin spice. I don't like pumpkin flavored stuff. I don't like it. And I don't know why I don't like it. I just don't. And 3/4 of the year, it doesn't matter. But this is the time of year where everybody gets real upset with me about it. And I don't like it. Like, I'm not into maybe that's why I'm not as, like, obsessed with fall as other people. I do drills and chills because it's a fun event. But, like, you might see other YouTube content creators who are like, I'm doing 1,000,000 drills and chills kits. I already started in August doing all of my Halloween kits just for fun. And I'm like, cool. I am happy you are happy. You should make the kind of content that you like and that your viewers like, and I'm so thrilled for you. I'm not doing that. Like, I will do 1 kit during drills and chills, maybe 2, if the other one is super small, and if I finish my big kit early. But fall doesn't speak to me the way it speaks to other people. I enjoy, like, you know, certain things about it. Like, I like when the leaves change colors. It's pretty. But fall to me is just a signal that summer's over, and summer is my favorite season. I am a teacher, so, you know, it's like, oh, no work. That's good. I like summer vacation. Summer's my favorite time of year. So fall is just like, okay, summer's over. What a bummer. And winter's coming, and that's my least favorite season. So fall doesn't always make me feel thrilled the way it makes other people feel thrilled. And some people might not like that. Some people might come for me for it, but it is what it is, and that's who I am. And do I still participate in the fall things? Obviously. I'm doing drills and chills. I will go to all of my friends' pumpkin carving parties. I obviously am going to take Holly trick-or-treating. I've had our costume idea in my head since like July. We're going to be Cinderella and the fairy godmother, with me obviously being the fairy godmother because Cinderella is one of her favorite movies. Like, I've had all of these things planned out and I love and appreciate them, but I'm not like someone who's super into their costume. I'm not. And I think it's just time that I accept that is who I am as a person. It's not a priority for me. Fall is not like something that fills me with joy and happiness. Summer is, because I like, you know, swimming and going on vacations with my family and like having downtime, which is what happens in the summer. Oh, yeah. So I am happy everybody else is happy. Let's put it that way. Yes. I do like seeing all of the stuff, but no. I might as well out myself now, and if you don't love me for it, that's okay. I am what I am. I've got to be me. Whew. Yep. So, we've started our witch kit, so summer's officially over. It is no longer a thing. August is gone. It is September. Although I still have to plan out my birthday party. I always do a murder mystery birthday party for myself. And normally I do it in August, but this year my sister is not going to be able to come to town to help me. This is my first year throwing it by myself, and I started a new job, and I just did not have the capacity. But I think I need to pick a new date, and I need to send out, you know, invites to everybody and get their RSVPs so I know what kind of kit to buy, and I need to pick a theme first. Ooh, it's hard to pick a theme for this. It gets harder every year because, you know, we've done so many of them now. I'm thinking maybe we do Margarita Land just to have an excuse to drink margaritas. Although, do we need an excuse to drink margaritas? I don't think we do. I'll look into it. I need to look at the themes again. That's my big, you need to do this week task, is looking at the party themes on the website that I use for my murder mystery parties and just making a choice. Something good. Maybe A saloon? We haven't done a saloon before. That'd be fun. Yeah. Whew. I'm smelling that fried ice cream and I'm really loving it. What else is going on? Work is going pretty well so far. I've been running around kind of in a low-key panic. So if you're new here, I started a new job. I stayed home with Holly for the first year and a half of her life, but now I'm back to work. I'm very happy about it. I am the reading interventionist at a local school, which basically means that I help the kids. Oh, I missed it. I already did that symbol and it's right there. Oh, and I already did that symbol and it's right there. Wow. Whew. Well, it wouldn't be me if I didn't do that at least a little bit. We'll get to those. Okay. Anyway, I'm the reading interventionist at a local school. And what that means is I have to assess the entire school's reading 3 times a year. And the kids that are struggling get to come and work with me. And before I, choose which kids are supposed to come, and by choose, I mean, tell everyone what the data suggests which kids come, because it's all very data driven, which I love. I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to data. I have been just chucking along with it's called a para. It's like an assistant, who helps me. Every kid in the school has to take a bunch of assessments and read to one of us. So it's been taking us a while, about 2 weeks, and I've been sort of panicked that we're falling behind because the math guy's ahead of us, but I have been reassured many times by my para. No, math always finishes first because, every single kid does not need to read to them the way they need to read to us. So they just always finish first. And we only have 1 class left, which I think is awesome. I'm excited to be done and to start analyzing the data and getting kids to come out and see me, and that's going to be awesome. Yeah. Because you know what? I like working with the kids. That's why we do it. Yeah, so that's what's going on at work. Not a lot to report, which is good. I've been in positions, I was in special ed before, and when I took this position, my goal was to always be able to come home and be able to leave work at work so that I could be with Holly, and that is what is happening, and I'm very happy about it. I'm very happy about it. Work-life balance has now become like my biggest thing, and that is great. Oh. And I'm fortunate to be in a district that understands that. What else is going on? I am sort of in my feels though still about not being home with her all day. I feel like I don't ever get to really see her, which is why it's kind of nice. Normally on the weekends we have an aunt that comes and stays, but she is occupied this weekend. And I love her, and I love that she comes and stays, and it is always such a huge help. Like, I'm going to have to do the laundry myself this week, and that's not going to be pretty, but it will be what it's going to be, and that's totally fine. She's so helpful and amazing, but it's also kind of nice to just have, Holly to myself, and, like today, we got to go to the fabric store because we wanted to, and tomorrow I think I'm going to take her, I don't know where we're going to go, but we're going to go do something outdoors because the weather's supposed to be lovely. Maybe we'll go to the zoo, maybe something else. And it'll be nice to just have a weekend, just the 2 of us, because I feel like I don't get as much time with her anymore as I did. Which is normal and natural. That's what happens. And it's a very common thing. with moms, I would imagine, for them to miss their babies during the day. And I do. I keep pictures of her up. Although, oh my God, someone came to visit at school this week and they brought their baby, and then the same day someone was helping set up the book fair and they brought their baby, and I'm looking at these babies and I'm like, I don't need another baby. I don't need another baby. Someone's like, don't you have a baby? And I'm like, I have a toddler that's in like the 10th percentile, so she's super little, so she looks like a baby. People seriously ask me if she's an early walker, and I'm like, nope, that's actually, you know, like I have an 18-month-old or a 19-month-old that is still wearing 12-month clothes. She's little. And so I was like, no, I don't have a baby anymore. I have a toddler. Thanks for reminding me. I'm looking at it like, oh, I miss having a baby. I don't need a baby. I don't need a baby. Well, my heart hurts. I keep thinking, like, hearing names and thinking, oh, I wonder, like, how would that name sound with Holly's real name? Like, running them together in my head, like, you know, a sibling set. I'm like, stop it. Because for those of you that are new here, I am a single mother by choice. And so if I had another, I would immediately be outnumbered. And that is not a good decision making skills. Sarah, don't do that. I'm not opposed to having another, but I do think I want her to be older. Not right now. Not anytime soon. Maybe after I have tenure, which will take about 5 years. So that might work out very well, but it is what it is. We're good. Everything's good. I'm loving this line blocking. So line blocking is when, you know, you have the same color and you can multi-place, but it's not like, you know, it's in lines like it is here, not like solid like it is in this background here. Line blocking, I don't mind. Color blocking, I do mind. I mind a lot. What else is going on? I've been doing this stitch along from Flossy Fox Shop, which I should have put up on my month in review, but I didn't. I will show it next month. So that is on the 10th. Flossy Fox Shop shares 1/6 of the pattern. It's flower dragons, so it's dragons that are inspired by different flowers. This month it is the cherry blossom dragon. So I've been stitching a dragon that, you know, has got very fluffy tails and is in pinks and blues and just looks really awesome and beautiful. I do cross stitch. There is an option to do the stitch along as a diamond painting, but I was like, you know what? Let's cross stitch it. I got so many diamond painting whips. I don't have as many cross stitching whips. I have like 2. And I like to cross stitch sometimes, and the images though for this stitch along were looking so cute I had to do it. So we're working on that little dragon, and that'll be good. I'm excited to see what the next one is. Like, that's what's really exciting, is when the next thing comes out. I'm about 70% of the way through the cherry blossom dragon, and I would love to finish it before the new one comes out on the 9th. So I've got about 3 days. I need to buckle down a little, but I have less than 1,000 stitches left. I think I can do it, and if I can't, no big deal. It's not like I, you know, only like haven't started or anything like that. Cross stitching I often take long breaks from, but the muscle memory comes back to me really quickly. And that's where we're at. I've never tried a cross-stitching project quite this intricate, because normally I just do like the standard like partial cross-stitch canvases that you like can find at Michael's and the kits. I never had to source my own floss or anything like that. So this is a new kind of cross-stitching experience for me, and I sort of like it. I like it. I'm feeling it. And I'm trying a smaller sized cloth with more stitches per square inch than I've done in the past, and I like how tight it looks. It's more challenging, but it's like a nice new little brain stretch, and I'm having a good time with it. Okay, we're going to do those colors that I missed before. So you're going to get to see some colors you've already seen. And I'm sorry, but would it really even be a whip and chat from me if I didn't put a color away and then was like, oh, I forgot a whole part of that. Like, oh, Sarah's gonna Sarah. Sarah's gonna Sarah. Don't start singing Taylor Swift. I love that pop. Yeah. What else? I do feel like since the school year has started, a lot of stuff has sort of fallen by the wayside for me. Like, I used to go to spin class religiously twice a week, and I used to tutor. And now, because I just don't have as much time, I haven't been to spin class since school started. I need to talk to the families that I tutor for about when we're going to start back up again. And I'm like, that's also all feeding into my guilt, where I'm like, I never get to see my baby, and now I'm going to, tutor and go to spin class and get to see her even less? Oh, it seems so selfish, even though it's not, because, it's working and taking care of my health, but I need to get back into the swing of that. That is very important to me, and I haven't felt fully like myself this whole time, and I would probably be much less stressed and more chill if I went to spin class. But, well, here we are. We are doing the very best we can with what we got. Oh. I think I just need to start like putting things back into my routine one at a time. Like not trying to get back into all the stuff right away. But, like build it back in slowly. My life is just super full of stuff right now that I have to do. And I gotta find ways to make it work. If you're hearing that thunking sound, that is little Holly kicking because she's a baby. Have you guys ever seen how babies sleep? It is like so stressful. Part of how they soothe themselves or in their dreams is they lift their legs up high and they smack them back down on the mattress, which is what she's doing right now. I just do not understand. Babies sleep so weird. Like, just so weird. She also seems to have inherited a little quirk from me. She inherited a lot from me. She and I look like the first time people see her, they're like, oh, that's your daughter. I'm like, yeah, it really is. She's inherited a little quirk from me where she sleeps with her butt up in the air, which I used to do as a kid too. And I took a photo of it the other day and I showed my dad. I was like, so I showed him a picture. He goes, oh my God, I forgot. You used to do that too. I'd forgotten about it until this very moment. I was like, yeah, that sounds right. Because that is right. That's, oh, my child. My child. And I have no one to blame but myself. I am where she gets her sass from. She gives that little me vibe to me sometimes. And like, can really tell you off. And she's also, oh my God, she has developed the biggest addiction to pouches I have ever seen. Someone came over the other day and looked around and they're like, I feel like I'm in a toddler frat house because, you're like, you're leaving. She just will get pouches from the fridge and she'll eat about, like, probably, I would say 5-6 of them. She does eat most of them. But then as soon as she finishes it, she wants another. Like, we are just going through pouches like nobody's business. And and then when she's done with it, she'll just drop it on the floor. And sometimes I don't see them because I'm not always the most observant person when it comes to housework and messes. So one of my friends came over the other day and she goes, she's just leaving her empties everywhere, isn't she? And I was like, she partying hard, you know, living that toddler life. She gotta like jam out to some Miss Rachel with her fruit vegetable smoothie, whatever, and just, you know, live her best life. I wish I was as easy to please as she is. Give that child a pouch, you put Cinderella on, and she is just, or give her toast. Ooh, that's the other big thing, is toast. And then she's just good to go. Whew. I love how these browns do blend together. This is her hair here, and I really do like how the browns blend in. It always looks odd until it's done, and then I'm like, oh, I see it. I see what we're doing. I'm seeing what you're putting down. All right, well, I think it's that time of night where we can start talking about content and what is going on with the content I am consuming. Today, at a friend's recommendation, I watched Unknown Column, which is a new documentary on Netflix. I don't understand. I really don't. I don't want to spoil anything for people because it is relatively new. So if you haven't had time to watch it, you need to go watch it now. But after I saw the twist, I was like, we need to back up. What? And I watched the whole thing through, and like, the thing that I'm just going to say is you find out about 3/4 of the way through the movie that one of the people they've been interviewing was lying and was like, you know, behind all of these. Essentially what it was is the girl was getting text messages from an unknown number, and anytime she blocked the number, it would just pop back up. But she and her boyfriend, who then became her ex-boyfriend, were getting these text messages, and they're like 14, 15, they're freshmen in high school, and they're getting these disgusting text messages that are like explicit and bullying and so mean. And you watch the whole documentary through, and it turns out that one of the people they're interviewing is lying and was the one sending the text messages, and you're like, what? So I had to shut it off, absorb that, and then I had to watch it again, like knowing what I know now. And I'm still like, what? And I feel like I need to watch it a third time because I don't get it. I don't. It's flabbers are gasted, and whew, I don't want to spoil anything. I really, really don't want to spoil anything. Everybody needs to go watch it and then leave comments for me, letting me know what you think, because I can't. You know, when I had D&D, I watched it while Holly was napping before D&D started, although she napped all through D&D. It was really kind of nice to be able to play. We play online, my friends and I. It was really nice to be able to, like, be on that voice call and play D&D without also having to attend to her. But who was I ever just like, what? So one of my friends who is in D&D told me he would watch it tonight, and then he'd text me. My phone is probably blowing up with messages from him, hopefully, so that I have someone to like project all of this onto, but my phone doesn't ding when I'm recording. So I have no idea. It'll be hopefully a fun surprise waiting for me when we're done with this whip and chat. But yeah, my flabbers are just all the way gasted. I do not understand. and I probably never will. And I think that might be a good thing. Mental note, when you look at a criminal and you're like, why would you do that? What is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? That's probably a good thing. Like, it's probably good that you don't understand what they were thinking or why they did it. That's in everyone's best interest. So, well, let that be what it is. Come on. There we go. Okay. What else? In terms of content I have been consuming, I'm still reading Void Moon on Audible, although something happened today and I took my headphones out and I put them back in the case, and apparently they didn't register as being back in the case. Like, it didn't register that my wireless headphones were out of my ears and in the case. So when you do that, normally your audiobook automatically stops, or your music or whatever you're listening to. But for some reason today they did not, and they didn't register as being in the case. So my phone just kept playing the audiobook into the headphones that no one was listening to. And when I picked it back up, I was like, oh no. And I checked, and I have to find my spot, and I got a little bit of a spoiler, but it's fine. It's fine. It's annoying is what it is, but it's fine. It's not fine. I'm kind of low-key upset about it, but I have bigger problems in my life, as does everyone else. So really, it's not a big deal. It's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. And then still been listening to all the K-pop Demon Hunters every now and then in the car, but I'm also starting to be able to put other stuff in the rotation, which when I was super into Hamilton, when it first came out, like The Rest of the World, I would listen to that soundtrack all day, every day for like a month and a half. And finally, after about 6 weeks, I was like, okay, we can start listening to other music again. That's fine. And that's where I'm at now. I can start listening to other music again. I still like to listen to K-pop Demon Hunter, and it still does make its way back into, you know, the car radio. Although the other day, one of my friends, I told them, I was like, I've given it a lot of thought, and I listed out, you know, them, me, and my, and our other teacher bestie, and I was like, I've given it a lot of thought, and you are Rumi, and I am Zoe, and so-and-so is Mira. And they looked at me and they were like, I don't want to be Rumi. Why am I the leader? And they were like, is it because Rumi is queer-coded? Because she really is queer-coded. And I'm like, I know she is. But, you know, you are, arguably both of you are actually Mira, but one of you has to be Rumi, and you have more tattoos. And also, you know, Rumi still talks to her family. At least a few members of her family, and you talk to a few members of your family, but so-and-so does not. So, yeah, but if you want to, you know, if the two of you want to fight over who's Rumi and who's Mira, that's fine by me, but I think we can all agree that I am Zoe. My little anxiety brain and my lists and my fears that nobody likes me, I am Zoe. And they looked at me and they were like, you know what, that is accurate. I am willing to concede that point. I thought for a second I just dumped the wrong color into the drills, but I did not, thank God. I might even be that I don't get into this WIP into the color blocking during this WIP and chat. And you guys are going to be like, because you avoided it the whole time, Sarah. Like, look at you just doing every single color but the color blocking in the background. And that's because I hate color blocking. I don't want to do the color blocking. This kid has more color blocking than I thought it would. And now I'm just whining. I really hate color blocking. It's boring and I'm not good at it. Oh my goodness. Line blocking, fine, yeah, sure. Color blocking, you, gross, no. And yet here we are. I think that most people would say this kit has a good blend of confetti versus color blocking, and it does. I just so happen to be in one of the color blocking parts, which is not my favorite. Although the worst for color blocking is Paint the Moon, which is one of my other WIPs that I'm doing. But that one is a gift, so I'm going to power through. If it's a gift, I will power through. I'll complain, but I'll power through. Much like how I, get by any inconvenience in my life. I'll complain about it, but I'll keep going. Will you know I'm not happy? Yes. Yes, you will. But I will keep going. Look, I forgot a color again. It's the third time that's happened during this WIP and chat. I should have called myself Queen of Color Forgetting. Queen of Missing Colors. Queen of not noticing you're not actually done with that color. I'm really hoping that some of you do that too. If you do, please leave me a comment down below. And in terms of life, that is pretty much it. So let me just keep going with this. You can see that's like a strand of her hair. Yeah. Almost done with this C. And then we'll end it out once we finish this color. I was giving it some thought, though. I feel like I've got a lot of unboxings coming up, but that I'm going really strict on a no-buy. So I hope that in the upcoming weeks when you guys are seeing my unboxing videos that you enjoy them, because there probably won't be that many more after this. And that's fine. I need to consume less. And I have so many diamond paintings already in my stash. I think my stash, I'm just going to say my stash is full. It's full. I need to stop even looking at the Diamond Art Club releases. It's funny, when I first started this hobby, and I looked at the Diamond Art Club tiers, and it was like, whatever it was to get to diamond, $500. Like spending $500 in a year. And I was like, who would ever spend $500 on diamond painting? And here we are, 4 years later. And I'm in the diamond tier. All right, that is the end of C. So, for this WIP and chat, if you made it all the way to the end, why don't you go ahead and leave me a ice cream emoji in the comments, because of the fried ice cream patty wax that I'm really loving and digging and feeling tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that your caffeine is hitting just right and that your crafting is going super well. Bye.